Ron Timpson. I'm a vascular technologist. I've been a vascular technologist for over 36 years. And one of the things I've noticed over the years is that a lot of my friends and family and individuals in general are having strokes, mainly because they don't know how to manage their health to prevent strokes. And so I decided that I would start a program called Stroke Prevention, where I kind of give people some information on what happens when you have a stroke, what are the symptoms of strokes, and that type of thing. I'd like to read some statistics from 2018. It says that every year more than 795,000 people in the United States have a stroke. About 610,000 of these are individuals who've had strokes for the first time. Okay, about 185,000 individuals have had strokes already, and they have repeated strokes. About 87% of all strokes are ischemic strokes, in which blood flow to the brain is blocked. And so that's one of the demonstrations I'm going to do today, is take a look at the carotid artery to show you what I look for to see if you're predisposed for having a stroke. And then also I'm going to do a demonstration of checking the circulation in the ankles, because it's very important to know how the circulation is moving throughout the whole body. So we check the carotid arteries, which are right here, and we also check the ankles to see if we get a good pulse down there. And that kind of gives us an indication as to whether a person could possibly have a stroke in the future. Okay, spot a stroke. We use FAST as a way of explaining the symptoms you might have when you have a stroke. FAST is an easy way to remember the sudden signs of a stroke. F stands for face drooping. One side of the face droops and it becomes numb. And you ask the person to smile. And if they can't really give you a full smile, then they may be having a partial stroke. Arm weakness. A stands for arm weakness. Is one arm weak or numb? Ask the person to raise both arms. Does some arm drift downward? S is for speech. Is speech slurred? Are they unable to speak? Or are they hard to understand? Ask the person to repeat a simple sentence like, "The sky is blue." Is the sentence repeated correctly? And then last but not least, it's time to call 911. If the person shows any of these symptoms, even if the symptoms go away, call 911 and get them to the hospital immediately. Beyond FAST, other symptoms you should know: sudden weakness, sudden numbness or weakness of the legs, sudden confusion or trouble understanding, sudden trouble seeing in one or both eyes, sudden trouble walking, dizziness, loss of balance or coordination, and finally, sudden severe headaches with no known cause. These are things you should look out for when you see an individual possibly in the early stages of a stroke. Now we will actually do a demonstration showing how I look at the carotid arteries and how I listen to the pulses at the ankles. All right, as you see here, this is the common carotid artery that I look at. And what I'm looking for is plaque buildup in the artery itself. I'll turn the color flow on. I'm able to measure the velocities in the vessel. I'm able to measure the velocities. And we have a scale that we use to measure the velocities, and what we're looking for is to see if they fall out of the normal range, which is usually the top number would be over 100 and closer to 200 if it's abnormal. So we go on up and we look at the bifurcation. We look at the artery that feeds the tissues in the face. Take the color off and do a transverse view where we go up. I'm talking as if I'm giving you a class on how to do the test, but really I'm just showing you what we do. So there's the carotid, common carotid. This is the artery here that feeds the brain. That's the artery there. You can see me switching back and forth. That's the artery you're looking at now that feeds the facial tissues and areas peripherally to the face. And that's pretty much what I do. I'm looking to, once again, to see if there's some plaque buildup. I wish I had an abnormal patient so I could show you what it looked like, but this young lady has nice clean vessels. But what I do, she does have a little intimal thickening, which is normal. And I can do a little measurement of that thickening. That also gives me an indication of whether she would be a candidate for a stroke in the future. There are a lot of individuals who suffer with DVT, which is deep vein thrombosis. And this is a gadget that sort of helps with that edema in their legs. Just kind of hit the button here. Then press it again, and it inflates. And what that inflation is doing is actually compressing that fluid and forcing that blood up the leg so it won't stagnate and start to coagulate and develop a thrombus. So it presses, then eventually it'll release. And it does that every few seconds. So individuals who have edema, individuals who maybe have had previous DVTs, this is an excellent piece of equipment to stimulate that circulation so you won't have the DVT occur again. Okay, another test I do is called a arterial Doppler, where I check the pulses in the feet and see if the patient has a good, constant, steady pulse. This is a good test to do on individuals that have neuropathy or diabetes. It's good to have this type of test done. It also can be an indication of some problems that will happen in the future in reference to a stroke. I'd like to talk to you about a product that really helps in case you do find out you have some circulatory problems. It's called HempWorks. And right here we have a bottle of HempWorks 500, which you can put underneath your tongue. It's good for a lot of different ailments. And the gentleman who is actually filming me, you can hear his voice. I'm gonna let him tell you what it's good for and how it's helped him.
Well, it's good for my knees. I have bad arthritis in my knees. I rub it on my knees in the morning and before I go to bed. And I rub it on my wife's neck and shoulders because she has a lot of tension there. It relaxes her and helps her to sleep as well. It's good for the sleep problem that a lot of folks suffer from.
Now, I personally have used it, and it helps you, as he has mentioned, it helps you to sleep. It relaxes you, and a lot of people are afraid to use it because they say, oh, marijuana. But let me reassure you that the THC that causes the hallucinogenics, I guess that's how you pronounce it, has been taken out. And so, you just have the regular benefits of the plant. And I believe God made this plant to be used in a positive way. We just got carried away with it and started rolling it up and smoking it. But that part has been taken out. You don't have to worry about that. So we use the part of the plant that really brings true healing to the extremities, and also it helps your mood, and I'm telling you, a lot of people have problems. I'm being redundant with this, but a lot of people have problems with sleep. It really helps to sleep. This one here is Relief. It's one of the creams that you can rub on. I started putting it, I had a callus on my foot that's really giving me a fit. And I started rubbing it on that, and it's been tremendously helpful. And over here we have the cream, the Renew. And I still have some bags under my eyes, but not as bad as they used to be since I've been using this. I think it's made my face look a little bit younger. People say, oh, your skin looks good, so this is Renew. And that's just some of the products that HempWorks provides. We have a number here. Can we get a close-up? And actually, you can get free samples. Give it a try. The important thing is that, and I'm gonna have Walt help me with this again, how many, and you'll hear his voice, not see his face, the test that they did to prove who really has the pure ingredients. Walter, how many tests were done on CBD to determine which products were the most beneficial?
There were the U.S. Hemp Authority tested over 20,000 different types of CBD, and only 13 were approved by the U.S. Hemp Authority as being pure, as being clean, and as being effective. A lot of product out there, CBD, you can get it from certain corner stores and this and that, but you may not be getting the right thing or be getting what you think you're getting. It's watered down, it's not tested properly, it's not pure. This HempWorks product is pure and it's very effective. So my suggestion, do your research. U.S. Hemp Authority, and that's about it.
That's about it, because you want to get the real deal. You don't want to get these imitations. It's a waste of money. You can go into a lot of stores, and I started to name some stores, but I can't do that. And they'll have, they're even trying to put it in Coca-Cola and cookies and candy, and that's crazy because you're not getting the pure ingredient that's going to be helpful. Psychologically, it might work, but realistically, it's not helping you at all. And I just wanted to mention once again the testing that I just showed today. The creams and things can help if you're having circulatory problems with your ankles, and also if you are developing carotid artery disease, that's usually a result of high cholesterol levels. And from my understanding, HempWorks, or hemp, actually helps to thin the blood cells so that you won't accumulate high cholesterol plaque in those vessels. So give it a try.
Right. And your website is CBDTimp.com.
Right. That's right.
That's CBDTIMP.com. That's it.
But he's going to give me, he's going to work it in where we work together as a partnership, which we are already. So either one of us you can contact. We'll be glad to share our information with you.
All right.
All right, so once again, if you need me to come to your health fair, to your churches, wherever you are concerned about people's health, because I'm a strong advocate for stroke prevention and I would love to be of service to you. You can contact me at JT&T Ministries, MINISTRIES @gmail.com. Once again, that's JT&T Ministries, MINISTRIES @gmail.com. I really would love to assist in helping people throughout the community to just have better health. I think knowledge is important, and a lot of our people are suffering through bad health because of lack of knowledge. So hope to hear from you soon.